What's up, y'all? It's Miami's back with the random video. Today, we are back with another Mighty review. The reviews were basically I just go over shows and games and stuff that I like. Beware, there is spoilers. So the first Mighty review that we've ever done on this channel was about Attack on Titan, and now we are back with another anime. I've been on an anime kick. I am currently watching JJK, Jujutsu Kaisen. So, Death Note is the one that we're going to be talking about today. I finally finished the series. Very easy, very quick to finish. It's very cut dry. You know, it's just boom. You know, you get a really good story. So, that being said, the show is basically about Light Yagami. He's this like freaking genius of an academic student, a very academically inclined, I guess is what I'm gonna say. I don't know. I don't really very good main character. So Light Yagami is very good. I was always rooting against him. Always. Now, until a certain point, we're gonna go through spoilers and that sort of thing now. So basically, I was always against him, and whenever my favorite character in all of Death Note came in, that being L. L is easily the coolest character, bro. He's just a lovable weirdo. I mean, to be honest with you, what I mean? Super cool. He's smarter than Light. I don't care what you all can argue in the comments. I'm not hearing it. L is so much smarter than Light. But basically, Light Yagami, basically, the Death Note, he grabs a death, most of you all probably already know this, but he gets the Death Note. It's like this book that a Shinigami, the gods of death, drop down into the human world, basically because they're bored, I think, is kind of like the whole aspect of it. Light, very bored because he's so smart and everything, sees this book and he's like, wow, I can see this as like an opportunity to fix the world kind of thing. Basically, you can write any name in the Death Note as long as you know their face and their real name. You can write it. They can die of heart attacks or something like 6 or 40 seconds after writing it, or you can like specify how they die kind of thing. So, you know, with him being so smart, he gets it. He is very overconfident though, and kind of annoying at times, like Yagami is. So, but he's still very good. L comes into the picture and finds out that he has it. He has something that is making him kill. He doesn't know exactly what, and this is why L is smart. I don't care what anyone says. L is so freaking smart. He narrows it down because he noticed like the killings were happening in Tokyo or something. I can't remember exactly where they were located at, but Tokyo, we'll say Japan. And he like puts a fake L on the screen with the name and everything, lets him die, or, you know, Light is like, oh, I'm going to take down this guy because he's going to be the foil to my plan to create this whole new world. I'll be the god of the new world, blah, blah, blah. There's going to be no criminals. Basically, that's all that Light wants to do is kill all the criminals so that, you know, they can have a good world. And it kind of goes into perspective, why does anyone really deserve to have that much power and the power to judge people like that? Because, I mean, you know, you could say, oh, he's doing it for a good reason. Light is doing it. He's so, you know, hey, this is, you know, blah, blah, blah. You can make the argument, I guess. But, dude, imagine if you accidentally stole a bag of chips and then the next day you die of a heart attack because of a teenager who got pissed off because he's seen your name on the news. Like, you know what I mean? Or you, like, let out a fart in public and, like, someone said it was, like, terrible in public. And then you die, basically. So I was always against him. I was always on the side of L. L is a very good character, very smart. He literally, okay, this is what I'm saying. L is freaking smarter, bros, because L literally had to prove that this dude had a book, that Light had a book that could control like a Shinigami. You have to, this dude was playing. He was playing on the enemy's territory and almost won, okay? Now, that being said, so the whole cat and mouse game, it's like the first 25 episodes. I think episodes 25 is my favorite. But here comes all the spoilers here, so we're going to talk about it right now. Basically, Light and L, they have this cat and mouse game where I believe the whole time L knew that Light was Kira. Kira is like going to be the god of the new world. That's what Light is going by as he's killing all these people and almost becomes like a cult-like figure. People see him as God, basically. They're like, oh, Kira has taken down all these criminals and blah, 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 and all this and that. He's making the world better. And L's not buying. L is like literally, he knows, okay? Light's dad is the chief of police. So that's crazy too, okay? Basically, Light has to like try and help them to get suspicion off of himself. While there is also another book that is being, there is another Death Note that Misa Amane, the third main character, there's like three main characters, kind of like Attack on Titan. You got your Aaron, Armin, and Mikasa. This show has Light, L, and Misa. I believe that's kind of what I take from it. Okay, so Misa is madly in love, almost worships Light because Light helped kill someone that like done her wrong or something. I can't remember exactly. I want to say it was her family or something. I don't remember. It was crazy. But she worships Light and she sees him as whatever. But Light being, he's kind of narcissistic and kind of you Linda, I promise I'm making it sound like he is terrible, like but he's a good character, okay? So basically he does all this, but he basically uses Misa because Misa, you can make a deal and get like the Shinigami. If you have the Death Note, you can say you could have Shinigami eyes. If you look at someone, you can know their name because most people, including L, give aliases, where it's so smart because they don't know the true names, stuff like that. You get what I mean? So with the Shinigami eyes, you can use your eyes and literally just look at them, and as long see them and you see their name above their head, boom, you can just kill anyone. You half your lifespan though. So Light understands this and uses Misa because he's like, oh, like she'll do whatever I want because it's basically like, yeah, like power. Like he's just like, yeah, whatever. And I'll just get Misa to look at L, find out his real name, kill him. It's a whole big ordeal. But basically, the Shinigami, Rim, loves Misa, fell in love with a human. The Shinigami can't interfere with the business, just like Ryuk. Ryuk is Light's Shinigami, the one with the Death Note and that sort of thing. They cannot interfere with business in the human world to help lengthen someone's life, a human's life, or anything like that. If they do, they die. Basically, Light uses Rim, the one with Misa, because Rim loves Misa, and says, hey, whatever, right? Like, I need this done, or Misa's gonna die, basically. And he's like, you need to help me, help Misa, and stuff like that. Basically, just literally, a Shinigami literally was like, Rim literally told Light, she's like, you're a monster. That's crazy, coming from a god of death. But okay, so episode 25 comes up. This whole cat and mouse game it comes to its the cat and mouse game. I always call it like it's kind of like two seasons, kind of. But the Light versus L arc, the cat and mouse arc is what I call it, ends after Light's ultimate plan works. He forgets his memory, takes the book, blah, 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 do all this. Very smart on Light's part. I will give him that, but whatever. I still think L's smarter. And Light has Rim kill L for Misa, basically, like to save Misa. Because L was literally about to figure out the case, even though he knew the whole time that Light was Kira. So he kills her. He kills L. And literally, dude, it's so sad. God bless, bro. It's such a good show. Y'all just go watch it. Like, if you haven't, some of you might not care about spoilers and you just want to watch my videos and that sort of thing and the reviews for it, but it's very good. I mean, shoot, it had me tearing up, bro. Yeah, I'm telling you. Anime has some of the best stories. I don't care. Like, Okay, but so after the Light and L arc, after L dies, I call it the power and corruption arc is what I call the last episodes. Now the power and corruption arcs after L dies, um, a lot of people are a lot more sour on it and they don't like it as much. Give L was my favorite character, but I am not that. I don't know. I can still enjoy a show because there's still stakes, if that makes sense, and like it still was very gripping and very. Um, I was really still into it. Not as much as Light and L, but that's fine. That's kind of it was a 10 out of 10 arc. I mean, to be honest with you, Light versus L is easily like one of my favorite arcs. Up there with like Return to Shinganjan and War for Parody, okay? Like if you want to hear like how crazy. But it's up there. Now, the Power and Corruption arc, basically, I take it as he Light almost loses his purpose and his not really purpose, I guess. He's becoming God of the New World. No one can stop him. No one's as smart as L, and that sort of thing. You find out from L's backstory that Watari, the guy who also was killed in the L episode, he like owned all these orphanage for like gifted students and stuff like that. L being one of them. Now, there is two other candidates that are going to be the next L, basically, and the next best detective and stuff like that, right? Mello and Nier. Mello and Nier do not get along. They have a very competitive nature, but they're basically like siblings. Like, you know, they're always trying to one up each other and that sort of thing. It's very, very cool. Like I said, a lot of people don't like this arc as much, and it's mostly because of Nier. Like, a lot of people do not like Nier. I've noticed, like, after watching the show and I've seen, like, stuff. I will agree. I do think Nier is more... He's not as compelling, if that makes sense. Like, he almost seems like a rehash of L, which I understand. I think the person who made the anime and the manga and stuff, I think, obviously, L was probably one of their favorite characters, too, and they were like, oh, dude, we can't just let him die. Like, he has such good I don't know. Nier's okay. Like, he's just kind of there, if that makes sense. Mello, on the other hand, I am very much like, I think Mello is very underrated in the show. He is the reason, we'll get into this now, but the end of the Power and Corruption arc, basically, Light hires almost, one of his cult-like fanatics, he, like, takes over the killings, basically, and, like, he gives them the death note, and, I can't remember the guy's name, Mitsuba? I can't remember exactly what his name is. He's crazy, though. Like, he's like a banker or something, if I remember. I don't remember exactly, but he sees Kira or Light as God, and he's like, I will do this for you, God, blah, 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 write down on the note and just kill everybody. Delete, delete, delete. Like, he just killed everybody. All these criminals and stuff, right? Now, there is another follower, Naomi. She was actually in the first arc with Light and L, and she was just kind of in passing, he was trying to get L off of him, so he, like, the FBI and stuff was trying to find out who Kira was, and they thought it was Light. He was a suspect and that sort of thing, right? Basically, he had him come to, during college, he had another girlfriend, Naomi Matsuda, I think was her name. But yeah, and he basically just used her, just like he does in the Power and Corruption arc. He's like, oh, he starts seeing her and Misa, like, basically using them for whatever he wants, basically, because he's like, well, I am Kira, and you all love me, so whatever. So he uses them, but it's almost whenever he starts to, like, broaden this circle of, like, everything. Oh, by the way, Light's dad dies. Okay, so during the Power and Corruption arc. He was the only one that was kind of, like, holding, I feel like, Light to the case and, like, the people working on the case, like Matsuda, Aizawa, I can't remember all of them, but then after that, Aizawa kind of was like, no, like, I think Light is definitely Kira. And he started talking to Nier being the other one, like L, basically trying to give information, like, hey, I think he's Kira, blah, 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 all this and that. After this all happens, they all meet in the warehouse. After a few slip-ups, everyone finds out that Light is Kira. And Kira, you know, he's like, yeah, this is me. Blah, blah, blah. I done all this. I'm the god of the new world. Stuff like that. Very good. But the reason that he was caught was because of Mello. And that's why I like Mello. And I honestly wish Mello was freaking there. And I wish he would have won. Not saying that I don't dislike Nier, but I feel like it was just kind of, like, I guess he earned it, but not really. I feel like Mello definitely was the reason. Like, because Mello was so erratic, and he would just, he kind of like got into Light's head because he was smart, but he was very street smart. Like, he was just kind of like, basically he captures Naomi, the other girlfriend, basically, and what is it? No, it's not Naomi. Naomi is like one of the best characters in there too. Just watch and you'll know who Naomi is. It's a very good scene. I am Kira. But so just watch that. I can't remember exactly what Mello does, but Mello basically costs him to like give up his Light, like exposes himself basically. I can't remember exactly how, but he's very underrated. He is the MVP of the arc. I think Mello is very good. But at the end, Nier and the FBI or whoever end up catching Light, cornering him. Who gives the final blow to, he gets shot by Matsuda, none other than Matsuda, who was a comedic relief character and always looked up to Light and his dad. And it's very sad, but basically, he's kind of, Light kind of goes out pathetic because he's like, you kind of realize like, hey, this guy had everything and now he's nothing. You know, he literally is nothing. Like, it's crazy. But he dies on the steps, basically to like symbolize like, oh, like it's just done. Like he's done. But Ryuk writes his name in the notebook. Very poetic. Very good show. After talking about the show with you all and giving you all a good, another mighty review, I have decided to give Death Note I gave Attack on Titan a 10 out of 10. My gut instinct says an 8 out of 10. I am not as harsh about like the Nier and Mello stuff. Now, if I had to rank the characters, and I'm going to do that real quick for you all, the main characters. So, the main characters will say Light, L, Misa, Mello, and Nier. I would say for, like, if I had to rank those 5, Nier's at the bottom. And like I said, I'm not a hater of him. It's just he doesn't really have like a character that is, it almost feels like a rehash. You know what I mean? And that's fine, but it goes boom, Nier, boom, Mello, only because we didn't get as much of him. Misa, Light, and L. L is the best character. I don't care what anyone says. And if y'all enjoyed the video, leave a like on it. If you're new, subscribe. Join the Mighty Mafia for more Mighty reviews and gameplays and stuff like that and playthroughs. I appreciate you all. Love you all so much. Love to live, y'all. Stay mighty. It's been Miami's. Peace out. Love y'all, man.